I'm on that good.
Gangle is a character who is constantly trying to portray the best version of herself, and what's best for her is to be as honest as she may be regardless of how she might come off to other people. Her self-actualization comes from her getting a Thompson in episode 6, a scene that depicts her as most lively and energetic as she can be, due to her finally being able to let loose without fear of her comedy mask breaking. Even when it finally shatters, underneath is a tragedy mask that looks happier than even the plastic mask showcased in episode 4. The facade she puts on in the fast food episode is less about management, or more about trying to fit into the environment that she's already comfortable in, yet fails when she realizes that happiness isn't the status quo and accepts such a belief. Despite Ragatha's best interests at heart, her overconfidence in her ability to always be there no matter what falls short when she realizes that obtaining happiness can sometimes be daunting, and that it's okay to relax and not want to feel pure joy all the time. Her upbeat, enjoyable demeanor displays it tremendously, as she's always lively and animated even by default, yet when she doesn't have the chance to... This fucking scene, man, I love the composition here. I love mirror shots in any movie or TV show, but it just hits harder here for some reason. Okay, so during the conversation with Kinger and the loser coin, there's a sense of depression and hopelessness invoked by the lukewarm blue tint that comes from the fish tank, and although the visuals more so explain the concept visually, it's still a bit difficult to follow, which is a good metaphor for how you can often try to teach someone how to get better, but unless they choose to accept it, all you can do is be someone to fall back on. I know I'm really only talking about episodes 4, 5, and 6 here, but it's because you have so much low to expand upon compared to the previous 3 episodes. So like by episode 5, Jack starts opening up to Pomni and reveals characteristics about himself that the audience isn't aware of yet, and since he's more reserved and selective about what he chooses to show to who, we're given a feeling that he's putting on a show to mask what he truly feels, and through constant poking and prodding, we're told that he gets angry when talking about real friends, he's more aware of others than he is of himself, he refuses to take most things seriously, he really doesn't like corn, and when he does eventually take things seriously, he has to mask them behind layers and layers of irony and mystique that leads to one of the best scenes of the show so far, right behind Pomni having a mental breakdown, Tommy Gun singing, Kinger lighting up the hall through hell, and sex. Jack is very visibly distressed in the scene, which forces him into the washroom, calming himself down with the white noise of water, which, mind you, he prefers to listen to, and nearly abstracts before shitting on himself again and putting on the same facade as he has been for the past however long he's been doing this. Even though Kinger is the one who is visibly most insane, Jax very clearly has the most issues internally that will likely be resolved by the end of the story. Hopefully through sex. Okay, I've done Gangle, Ragatha, Jax, who's next? Pomni. Okay, so despite Pomni being the most innocent one of the least accustomed to the things around her, is extremely quick to adapt to most scenarios, and given that she has more of a clown-like body with more cartoon physics compared to the rest of the class, it's displayed visually that she's malleable and adaptable in most situations. During the gun episode, there's a whole talk about fitting into archetypes at the start, and Jax self-proclaims he's a funny one, which, by the way, that's not an archetype because everyone in the show is funny, and that Pomni will eventually fit into an archetype herself, but the constant action and adventure that she's been doing throughout the show leads me to believe that her archetype, if you can even call it that, is having no archetype at all, being the cushion for characters to fall back on. It seems as if whoever gets abstracted also eventually gets replaced with someone else which fits a similar role, and with Jax's ineptitude to accept that he had real friends, they might have fucking died. There must have been some sort of extraction that happened that caused him to act this way, and despite Pomni clearly wanting to give Jax a chance, he doesn't want to stop hiding beneath his bombastic persona. Zupa has a lot of weird personality traits about them, but that's their entire character. They're different literally every episode, both visually and in regards to their character. Being the character with the noise... What the fuck is the words? Being the character with the noisiest and most inconsistent design, this would realistically apply to their personality, where they're constantly at odds with how they're built and what Kane is setting up. It's a push and pull between Kane and Zubul, where Kane is always setting up more complex and interesting adventures for the Six to go on, while Zubul is consistently defiant about wacky hijinks and crazy NPCs, and is more comfortable in either optional adventures or adventures with lower stakes and more relaxation time. There's a running joke about a suggestion box being never checked, and what it is, it's begrudgingly done to the joy of the occupants of the circus, plus to the dismay of Kane, where he's mentioned that making adventures is the only thing he's good at, and if he's not good at it, then he doesn't know what he'd do. Okay, Gangle, Ragatha, Jax, Pomni, Zubul, Kane, Kinger, yeah. So the thing about Kinger is, although he has a lot of interesting thoughts, it's only in the dark that he's the most comfortable, since he reminisces about his abstracted wife being in the dark with him one last time before she gets sent to the extraction cellar. With how he lights up when he holds his breath, it's clear that Kinger is meant to be a pillar for the rest of the cast to fall back on, just like how Pomni is a cushion, but since Kinger was represented as a literal king piece, like, you know, from chess, it could be inferred that despite his tremendous knowledge and importance, he has to be protected at all costs. The entire circus crumbles or something. I'm not particularly sure. Honestly, I don't really know where I wanted to go with this. I just wanted to talk about this show because I found it really interesting and how it was really well designed.
Bitch!